Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong were shocked to see this. Similarly, the other 9 shamans were also shocked by the sudden appearance of this 8-leaf avatar. Bam! 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 The numerous shadows flitted around Wu Xian and attacked him. Energy rained down on him like a volley of arrows. Pan Zhong was greatly taken aback. This must be Lung Luo's true strength. He has an 8-leaf cultivation base. After all, he has been living in seclusion for centuries. Who is Emoli? How did he manage to keep a firm control over Fan Xiuwen, who has an 8-leaf cultivation base? Fan Xiuwen's attacks covered the skies and the lands. Even the leader of the 10 shamans, Wu Xian, was at a disadvantage. Lord Wu Xian. The other shamans cried out, "I'm the one you're supposed to be looking at." Duan Muxing brandished his overlord spear and attacked the others. "Don't forget about me." Mingshi Yin walked on air as he held the separation hook and scabbard firmly in his hands. They both possessed heaven-grade weapons. Against the 9 shamans who only had 3 or 4-leaf cultivation bases, they would be able to hold their own for a while. The problem was they had 9 opponents. Even if they were witchcraft practitioners and needed time to cast a spell, Duan Muxing and Mingshi Yin were still outnumbered. How could they deal with 9 great witchcraft practitioners who were also members of the 10 shamans? Chief! Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong's eyes burned. They were willing to risk their lives and limbs for Fan Xiuwen. They knew each other well and trusted each other completely. When they saw Fan Xiuwen risking his life to fight against a powerful enemy, they could not bear to stay idle. Zhou stroked his beard and said, "Do you see it now?" Pan Zhong explained, "Lung Luo was being controlled. You, for brothers, were pawns in this game. Now, the people who controlled you are right before you. 10 shamans, Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong were in the same boat as Fan Xiuwen. They were on board the flying chariot from the start, and they witnessed everything clearly. There was no way they would not be angry." Pan Zhong walked up to them. He raised his palm and gave them quick taps. Bam! Bam! The restraints on their cultivation bases were released. Primal chi surged throughout their bodies like a geyser. They felt the familiar and nostalgic sensation of power flowing through them. Zhou glanced at them calmly. Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong dared not plot against the powerful Evil Sky Pavilion's master. The 9 Cuts hand seals had taken out the peak 7-leaf expert, Rinbuping, instantly. Fear still lingered in their hearts when they recalled that scene. Moreover, the Evil Sky Pavilion was not at fault. The culprits were those people in front of them. Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong exchanged looks before they leaped into the air. "Count us in." The addition of another 2 opponents increased the pressure on the 9 shamans. Mingshi Yin and Duan Muxing could take 2 opponents each. Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong could handle an opponent each. There were still 3 shamans left. Zhou quickly glanced at Wu Ji, Wu Peng, and Wu Zhen. After Wu Xian, the 3 of them were the most powerful among the shamans. Wu Xian was the highest in the skies. He was hovering above the cloud-splitting chariot, completely occupied with Fan Xiuwen. His voice boomed in the sky. "You can't defeat the 10 shamans." Zhou's voice traveled far and wide. "You've forgotten about me." Zhou no longer wasted words and tossed 3 Thunderblast cards in his handout. His targets were Wu Ji, Wu Peng, and Wu Zhen. 3 bolts of formidable lightning shot toward them. The others were shocked. Zhou stood with his hands on his back after tossing the 3 cards out. He observed the battle with a carefree air about him. The clouds rolled as thunder rumbled in the air. Bolts of lightning mixed with energy appeared immediately. The 3 shamans immediately conjured their shields. There was no time to run away. The Thunderblast lightning bolts were several meters in diameter. This was unlike anything they had ever seen. This can't be Thunderblast. It must be the heavenly lightning bolt. When Wu Ji erected his shield, there was a look of despair in his eyes. At the same time, a thought appeared in his mind. Could it be that the 10 shamans are wrong? Otherwise, why would the heavenly lightning strike us? Boom, boom, boom. 3 huge bolts of thunder blasted their targets. The 3 of them flew back at the same time. Wu Ji spat out a mouthful of blood. A purplish radiant circle suddenly emerged from his body before it scattered in the air. Lu Zhou's heart skipped a beat. At the same time, he heard the system notification. Ding. Killed one target. Reward, 100 merit points. The 1% sure kill probability. You can only blame your own rotten luck for this. Lu Zhou shook his head. Fortunately, I didn't simply use a deadly strike card. Otherwise, I might even have to pay with my pants in this gamble. When Lu Zhou killed a dead person possessing a living person's body, the merit points he earned were only from the living person. The other two victims from the Thunder Blast were injured and heavily injured respectively. Lately, it seems like I'm on a roll. Whether it was a matter of opening the box, the appearance of Witzard, or the 1% sure kill rate that was triggered, all of this surprised Lu Zhou. Lu Zhou was still deep in thoughts when he heard Wu Xian's voice. There's not much time left. Come to me. Wu Xian was shocked that Fan Shouwen could give him this much trouble. The anger welling up within him made him want to end this as soon as he could. A murderous expression could be seen on his face before a voice in his head said, Lord Wu Xian, please don't self-destruct. As Wu Xian parried Fan Shouwen's ceaseless attacks, he said, The 10 shamans have been disgraced by all of you. Let this be a warning to the descendants of the shamans under the heavens. We swear to follow you until death, Lord Wu Xian. The 8 shamans said in unison. Lu Zhou gave the order decisively. Take flight. Yes, master. Little Yuan and Zhao Yu immediately channeled their primal chi and activated the cloud-splitting chariot. While Wu Xian was held up by Fan Shouwen, the grand formation was not at its peak. Therefore, the cloud-splitting chariot could leave with ease. The cloud-splitting chariot shone. Whiz, it flew toward the edge of the grand formation. 3rd senior brother, 4th senior brother. Mingshi Yin retracted his separation hook and said with a smile, I can't beat the 2 of you, as expected of the 10 shamans. With swift movements, he retreated in the air with his grand technique. Duanmu Sheng did the same. He retracted his overlord spear. A true man should be flexible. We'll fight again one day. Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong were taken aback by this development. Fan Shouwen's avatar erupted with energy as he shouted, M.O. Li, even if I die, I won't let you live in peace. Chief, Yu Chong, Duan Yanhong, if you're afraid of dying, leave now. Lung Luo will keep them here. Lung Luo was too close to Wu Xian. His avatar had been bound by Wu Xian's tentacles. Both of them were in similar situations. They were fighting to see who would be the last person standing. Wu Xian had a time limit. After all, if their fight dragged on, he would not be able to defeat Fan Shouwen. In this case, it was best to cast a self-destruct spell. All of them would self-destruct with their power and take their enemies down with them. Since they were already dead, why would they fear death? The Red Robe cultivators fled as quickly as their feet could take them. Nascent Divinity Tribulation Realm cultivators could run away with their grand techniques. However, the Red Robe cultivators were too slow. We weren't born on the same day, but we can die on the same day. Yu Chong and Duan Yanhong did not leave. Instead, they flew toward Wu Xian. 3 avatars stood abreast. The instant when the cloud-splitting chariot was about to leave the grand formation's range, the area within the formation exploded. With Wu Xian in the center, the power of the 8 shamans exploded in the surroundings. The surging energy stirred up the dust and soil from the ground with a loud boom. It was as though a sandstorm had suddenly descended. At the same time, scorching waves of dark purple energy bared their fangs at everyone in range. It did not distinguish from friends and foes. The 3 avatars merely withstood the impact for a moment before they shattered. The Red Robe cultivators' cultivation bases were the weakest. Even if they flew at top speed, they could not possibly outfly the flying chariot. They were instantly devoured by the merciless purple energy. Master, 3rd, and 4th senior brothers. Little Yuaner pointed at Duanmu Sheng and Mingshi Yin, who were speeding toward them. Stop. Lu Zhou raised a hand. Based on their cultivation bases, after such a long fight, even if they used their grand techniques, it would be difficult for them to escape the sandstorm in time. The flying chariot would have to wait for them. Lu Zhou appeared calm, but inwardly he felt regretful. After all, The red robe cultivators were a source of merit points. The 10 shamans are dead people. Wu Shang is the only one who can gain me some merit points. Alas, I don't think he'll survive this energy blast. As for Fan Xiuwen and the 2 Dark Knights, they were worth quite a lot of merit points. It's truly a great loss to me to lose them to this energy blast. While Lu Zhou was lost in his thoughts, Duanmu Sheng and Ming Shi finally leaped into the flying chariot. Let's go. The flying chariot was activated again. When the flying chariot was stopped, it would naturally take some time for it to resume flight, causing its pace to slow down. Due to this slight delay, the powerful purplish-black energy wave that pursued Duanmu Sheng and Ming Shi was now upon them. The vast purple energy was like a huge wave. Lu Zhou frowned slightly as he looked at the wave. I've already incurred a great loss. Don't tell me I have to use another impeccable card as well. Moreover, he thought the impeccable card was like the deadly strike card. It would only provide protection for a single individual. Suddenly, among the vast wave, an 8-leaf golden lotus avatar shone brightly, accompanied by a strong gust of wind. Fan Xiuwen appeared within the avatar. He was drenched in blood at this moment. Fan Xiuwen isn't dead? Ming Shi and Duanmu Sheng stepped forward. Their guards were up as they looked at Fan Xiuwen. Lu Zhou changed his plan and said indifferently, "An ant has tried to shake a tree." A deadly strike card appeared in his hand as he thought to himself, "Try and take a bite out of me before you take your last breath?" However, contrary to expectations, the strong gust of wind from Fan Xiuwen blew in the opposite direction. He's helping us. Ming Shi exclaimed in surprise. Lu Zhou was surprised as well. Fan Xiuwen should have held a grudge against the evil Sky Pavilion. At a time like this, he should be more than willing to let this energy blast destroy the cloud-splitting chariot. Why did he choose to help the evil Sky Pavilion? What's he playing at? Lu Zhou raised his hand. Wait! It was not surprising that Fan Xiuwen, who had an 8-leaf cultivation base, was so powerful. However, it was shocking that he managed to survive the 10 shamans' destructive blast. It was no easy feat. Ming Shi sighed and shook his head as he said, "He's unleashing this technique, while risking his own Danqian Sea of Qi. I think Fan Xiuwen plans to die." Fan Xiuwen was already at his limit. The vast purplish-black wave was pushed back by Fan Xiuwen's struggle. Fan Xiuwen's desperate voice reached them at this moment. His voice was hoarse as he said, "I, Lung Luo, have never asked for another person's help. I'm risking my life to keep the 10 shamans at bay here, and I have but one request. Senior, kill Amoli." Before Lu Zhou could reply, the vast purplish-black wave broke through the wall of wind, and the avatar vanished. The 8-leaf golden lotus spun several circles before it vanished as well. The huge wave of energy seemed to have morphed into a giant face and said, "How foolish." The people on the flying chariot sighed. Who knew Fan Xiuwen would make this choice? So he could make this request of Lu Zhou. The purplish-black wave dissipated. Ming Shi and Duanmu Sheng channeled their primal qi into the flying chariot. Although the power of witchcraft had faded, the sandstorm was still raging. The two of them maneuvered the flying chariot so that it rose higher. The cloud-splitting chariot shone and sailed through the sandstorm, leaving a streak of light in its wake. In just a blink of an eye, the flying chariot left the area. Meanwhile, the low-level cultivators who were observing the battle from the distant Tangzi town looked up. The evil Sky Pavilion has won. Those red-robe cultivators were so powerful, and yet they were still defeated by the evil Sky Pavilion. Just how powerful is the evil Sky Pavilion? Someone sighed. Who knows? Our sights were blocked earlier, and we couldn't see anything but flashes of light and hear the cacophony of noises. It's enough to just look at the outcome. It seems like even without the first and second disciples, the evil Sky Pavilion is still untouchable for now. There was a long collective sigh. In the beginning, there were not many cultivators there. Then, more and more cultivators gathered to watch the battle from the distance. A green-clad swordsman stood among the crowd as he looked at the cloud-splitting chariot in the skies with a calm expression on his face and his arms crossed. He shook his head. "Hello. Brother, it's dangerous over there. You shouldn't go there." Thanks. The green-clad swordsman stepped to the side. He looked at the falling dust and sand that were stirred up by the battle. Brother, I think you were late. It's a shame you didn't see how exciting this fight was. Do you see that flying chariot? It's the Evil Sky Pavilion's flying chariot. The cultivator beside him began to talk passionately about what had happened. The green-clad swordsman looked at the flying chariot and ignored the other cultivator. The cultivator sighed. I didn't think the Evil Sky Pavilion would be this powerful. When its first and second disciples were still around, the Evil Sky Pavilion lived in days of glory. However, it seems like it's still as powerful as it once was. The green-robed swordsman noticed the cultivator use the words, as powerful as it once was. In fact, not everyone hated the Evil Sky Pavilion. There were some people who respected and admired them. Perhaps this cultivator belonged to the latter group. The green-clad swordsman nodded politely. Thank you for your praise. Thank you? For what? Is he a nut job? The cultivator was baffled. Suddenly, the crowd began to exclaim in shock. The cloud-splitting chariot is coming back. Didn't they leave? The low-level cultivators retreated. They were worried the Evil Sky Pavilion would send out a villain and kill them. However, that did not happen. The cloud-splitting chariot returned to the Grand Predecessor Formations area and slowed down. Meanwhile, Zhou stood on the flying chariot and surveyed the lands beneath him. Visibility is completely restored. Search for Elder Hua. Understood. Mingshi and Duan Muxing leaped off the flying chariot. The moment they left the flying chariot, the low-level cultivators, who were watching the battle in Tongzi Town, turned around and ran away as quickly as their feet could carry them. Mingshi saw their actions as he looked down from above. Cowards. It'd be abnormal if they weren't afraid. Duan Muxing retorted. You're the smart one, third senior brother. The two of them landed. The land was full of potholes and cracks as a result of their battles. The locations of the witchcraft formations were charred. I don't think Elder Hua is too far from here. Mingshi looked around his surroundings. Luo Shisan is no ordinary opponent. I'm just worried Elder Hua isn't a match for him. Elder Hua's 6 compatible seal has a 9th script now. I don't think Luo Shisan's 13 energy blades can do anything against him. All he does is take blows. If I were Luo Shisan, I'd just stall for time, Duan Muxing said with slight contempt. Mingshi coughed. He acted as though he did not understand Duan Muxing's words and said, You've got a point, third senior brother. Creak, creak. What's that sound? Mingshi turned around. All of a sudden, a hand emerged from a patch of charred soil. Mingshi jumped back in shock. He pointed at the pitch-black arm and said, A living corpse?